So much of our lives center around food, and that's especially true when you're dating. And Linda's going to cover part of that here in a few minutes, but first off, let's get with author Deana Gunn here. Your brand new book on gluten-free cooking is this just out now?
Yeah, it just came out. So many people have been changing their lifestyle to gluten-free eating, and Trader Joe's makes it so easy that we put together a collection of gluten-free
Well,
recipes.
here's the concern when it comes to dating, is that, okay, if it's going to be gluten-free, it's going to be dull, and dull food means a dull date, and it's just not starting things off on the right foot.
Yeah, that's
you say
not
there's
good.
just not true.
Not
You could
true
make
at all.
this meal for date night, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Tonight, right now we're going to make risotto, which is a great date night meal. It's elegant. It's something that's simple to make. You can even sit and stir and enjoy a glass of wine together.
And cook it while you're actually visiting and getting to know each other.
Absolutely.
Love that. And gluten-free, folks. So keep that in mind, even while you're seeing these delicious ingredients going into this. So let's cook.
Let's cook. All right. So risotto is really easy. A lot of people get intimidated by it because there is a little bit, a couple little tricks in making
Well, we've
it.
seen Chef Ramsay yell at everybody on
Yes.
that Hell's Kitchen show where he always tests out his chefs by making them make risotto, and then he screams at them at the top of his lungs. It's not that hard, folks. Nobody's going to scream at you.
Yeah, it's not that hard. The tricky thing about risotto, it's just got a little narrow time window when it's just right.
Okay.
And that's what also makes it perfect for a date night. You can make it when it's ready. The two you just decide to sit down and eat.
Perfect.
So it's made with arborio rice, which is a short grain rice that gets really creamy as you slowly cook it. And we've got 2 cups of it here.
Okay.
We're going to start off with some onions that I've already sauteed. You want to get these going in olive oil. Then you want to add some of your flavors. And we've got shiitake mushrooms, which I'll have you add.
Beautiful. You're going to add the whole thing?
Add the whole thing.
Okay, love that.
That's 1 package chopped.
That's easy enough.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get those going.
And then we're going to add some crushed garlic. You can either add 1 clove, or I love to use these little cubes from Trader Joe's. They're frozen little cubes. I try to keep them nice.
Is that the equivalent of a clove?
It's the equivalent of 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic or 1 clove.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is really convenient, really fresh tasting. If it's out of your freezer, the cubes do pop out. These have been sitting out a little. And they do taste really fresh.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, and then once that's going, you want to cook it for about 2-3 minutes till the mushrooms are getting soft, the aromas are getting released.
There you go.
After that, the trick to it is you want to add the arborio rice. You don't want to rinse it beforehand. You want to add it just the way it is, and you want to toast it a little bit in the olive oil.
Okay, so am I putting that in now?
You're going to put that in now. I'm going to add...
We've got 2 cups here?
2 cups there. I'll add a little bit more olive oil. And then this you get going, and you can keep stirring that.
Okay.
This you get going as it heats. You want to get it. Don't want to get it golden brown or anything, but you want it toasted so that it's hot, and a little bit of that nutty aroma is getting released from the rice.
Got it.
So you keep stirring that, and this is nice because while you're doing it, you just sit around, and then the next 15 minutes of risotto, all you're doing is adding broth. A little bit at a time.
Just a little at a time. And that's once this starts to toast up a little bit?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll imagine already maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes have gone by. And then what you do is add about a ladle at a time. Or actually, before we do that, let's add a little bit of wine.
Okay.
I know that's...
Twist my arm, huh? All right.
About half a cup's worth.
All right, that's about half a cup right there.
Perfect, perfect.
Okay.
You don't have to add the wine. You can just add the broth, but I think it adds nice flavor. So you
Plus
let
it adds
that
to
go.
the aroma as you're cooking
It
too.
sure does. It sure does. And then you can use something you're drinking already. So just a little bit, half a cup from what you're doing. So after the wine absorbs and it already smells nice, you add the broth.
Because I'm using both hands while I'm cooking today.
That's right.
Hope you've noticed I've only spilled half a ladle and thrown half the rice on the floor back here, but it's all right. Okay, so that is going to be moist, and that's going to cook down, and then we're going to keep adding. How much do we add?
About 4 cups of broth plus 1 to 2 cups of water, which I've already put in here.
Okay.
And what you really want to do is, you've noticed it's already in this saucepan. You want to make sure the broth has been heated. You don't want to use room temperature or cold broth.
Good call.
If you do that, then what
It
happens...
messes with the cooking process, doesn't it?
It does. The outside of the rice starts getting soggy, and the inside stays hard.
Because you're cooling it down and then heating it up, cooling it down, heating it up.
Exactly,
Yeah. Okay.
exactly. So you
Beautiful.
stand here together at the beginning of your day, you keep adding broth, a ladle or two at the time, until finally it's absorbed.
Beautiful. And then I got to mention here the tart over here, because we got to get inside to Linda.
Oh, yeah.
But you can find all the ingredients for everything you need out of the Cooking with Trader Joe's cookbook. Obviously, you can find all the ingredients at Trader Joe's. And there's the gluten-free cookbook from Deana Gunn right there.
Yeah, and the tart is made with almond meal, which is just crushed almonds. You don't have to do it with pies and cakes. You just make substitutions. And this is actually low carb, high protein, really healthy, and you get that great flavor of almonds with berries. Here I used lemon curd as the filling, which you can buy jarred, but you can use whipped cream or even jam.
Gotta love it.
And
Okay.
it's really easy.
Deana, thank you so much again. Cooking with Trader Joe's gluten-free from Deana Gunn,
Yeah, thanks,
our
Mark.
expert on the topic. See?